when President-elect Donald Trump became president for the second term, around 2024, Elon Musk was putting a lot of pressure on Donald Trump to put more emphasis on the H-1B visas. And H-1B visas, that would allow a lot of these foreigners to come over here and stay in America and have a job, especially a lot of them in the tech industry, right? They was putting pressure on him to actually push more of it, where more of them can come over so they can come here and do this.
I think, Mr. President, is we need high-skilled workers in this country.
Yes.
We need to recruit the best and brightest from the world. Every time we get somebody super intelligent from India or Europe, any country, that's
three of us
one
are
less,
immigrants, sir.
Yeah, and 3 of the 4 here are immigrants, the ones without the ties. And we can get these great people into our country, and that's a loss for our adversaries and our competitors, and it's a gain for us. But I've never heard you talk about this. Can you please promise us you will give us more ability to import the best and brightest around the world to America?
I do promise, but I happen to agree. That's why I promise. Otherwise, I wouldn't promise. Let me just tell you that it's so sad when we lose people from Harvard, MIT, from the greatest schools and lesser schools that are phenomenal schools also. And what I wanted to do, and I would have done this, but then we had to solve the COVID problem because that came in and, sort of dominated for a little while, as you perhaps know. But what I want to do and what I will do is you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically as part of your diploma a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges too. Anybody graduates from a college, you go in there for 2 years or 4 years. If you graduate or you get a doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country. And you know more stories than I do, but I know of stories where people graduated from a top college or from a college and they desperately wanted to stay here. They had a plan for a company, a concept, and they can't. They go back to India, they go back to China, they do the same basic company in those places, and they become multi-billionaires employing thousands and thousands of people, and it could have been done here. And a bigger example is you need a pool of people to work for your companies. You have great companies, and they have to be smart people. Not everybody can be less than smart. You need brilliant people. And we force the brilliant people, the people that graduate from college, the people that are number one in their class from the best colleges, you have to be able to recruit these people.
And you can see in that Zoom meeting, it was fake, contrived, it was set up. We know that wasn't real. That's political theater there, right? And Donald Trump was just going along with the get along. Now, when Donald Trump was in his first term, he wasn't really agreeing with the H-1B1 stuff, right? The H-1B foolishness, right? Because he understood that his MAGA audience was against it, right? But when he came under scrutiny and he got banned from Twitter, he was going through all the things he was going through, Elon Musk stepped in and came in to help him. So Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, whatever his name is, these guys are major in the tech industry. And what they wanted to do was get him to sign that bill for the H-1B where they can bring in tech guys and make them tech people from overseas and make them work for cheaper. Where they can make money in American soil where they really hurt Americans. Because what about all the Americans here that's skilled that wouldn't get those jobs? So MAGA was very upset about this. They felt like these people were coming here robbing America. They was coming here, they was able to make a bunch of money but not really put in. Because they're bringing their people in from overseas saying that the American people are not smart enough. They actually do the job. These are the things that they saying, right? And they was able to get away with it. But Trump's base wasn't having it. So Trump, at some point, had to change. He started to change his mind. Him and Elon Musk fell out, right? Because of this, because Elon Musk had a lot of money invested in Trump in regards to this. Him and Trump fell out. And then Trump, he started to double down on the H-1B situation by doing this.
Thank you, Mr. President. One of the most abused visa systems in our current immigration system has been the H-1B non-immigrant visa program. This is supposed to allow highly skilled laborers who work in fields that Americans don't work in to come into the United States of America. What this proclamation will do is raise the fee that companies pay to sponsor H-1B applicants to $100,000. This will ensure that the people they're bringing in are actually very highly skilled and that they're not replaceable by American workers. So it'll protect American workers, but ensure that companies have a pathway to hire truly extraordinary people and bring them to the United States to work.
We need workers. We need workers. We need great workers. And This pretty much ensures that that's what's going to happen. I think, Sean, do you agree with that?
Well, they're $100,000 per year. So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They love it. They love it. They really love it. They need it.
Donald Trump and them is funny, you know, and like you said, this is sort of like a tariff, because he said they've been getting over for a long time. So now he's going to make them have to pay 100 stacks every year. You got to pay 100K, right, in order to stay in the country, in order to keep your H-1B visa. But some of his critics, people that support him, but some of his far right critics even agree with this. They saying this.
We're also going to talk tonight about President Trump's new rule on H-1B visas. This is actually good. You know, I've been hypercritical of the Trump administration, as you know, on all of it. The foreign policy, all the endless pro-Israel stuff, but also on immigration. And there's been a couple of major disappointments on immigration. That is the mass deportations on the illegal immigration side, but there's also Trump's seeming willingness to help Silicon Valley secure limitless H-1B visas. And that's on the side of legal immigration. For those that don't know, H-1B is a temporary work visa program, came around in 1990. It's supposed to be for specialized workers. But what it has become, or maybe what it was designed to be from the beginning, is basically the biggest pipeline of cheap labor into Silicon Valley, taking specialized American tech jobs. And it seemed at the beginning of the year and end of last year that the Trump administration was going to blow up the H-1B cap and make it so that Silicon Valley could bring in as many of these cheap foreign replacements as Silicon Valley had an appetite for. Now, however, there's a new announcement that he's going to do just the opposite. He's going to impose a $100,000 fee on every H-1B visa application, and that's an annual fee. So previously, H-1B workers would be here for 6 years. They renew their application every 3 years. It's a $5,000 fee at most per applicant. Now it's going to be $100,000 per year, which amounts to something like a tariff on foreign labor. It's a very positive development. I am worried, though. I wonder if what comes next will be eliminating the cap. And that's just a hunch. That's just speculation. That hasn't been announced or anything. But maybe I'm just cynical. Maybe I'm not optimistic about this administration, but it's a very good announcement, very good policy. I'm just waiting for the next shoe to drop, and I feel like that's going to be the next thing.
Now, Donald Trump, I agree with Donald Trump when it comes to this. But Donald Trump, the reason why Donald Trump is getting so much smoke from Elon Musk and they're having problems is, again, like I told you, Elon invested a lot into Donald Trump because what he was trying to do was he needed those H-1B1 or H-1B visas, right? Check it out. The reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and blank yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. Now, what does that mean? Are those threats? Could he be threatening somebody? Could this be the reason why you're having so much political violence? I don't know. But what he just said, it opens up the door to ask those questions, right? Somebody said the American dream is officially over, right? Tony Rigatoni said, the American dream was never supposed to be for you, right? This is supposed to be for the American people. This is supposed to be for something that the American people go to college for. They come out with their degrees. They go into these companies and they get trained. Not for you to bring over these foreigners and you just give the jobs to them. What about the American people? That's not what Donald Trump ran on, right? But with that being said, you still have these problems.
The new unemployment numbers just came out for August, and once again, it's bad news for Black people. 3 quick takeaways. Number 1. Black unemployment is the worst since the pandemic. The Black unemployment rate soared to 7.5% last month, the highest level since 2021. That's 56% higher than the record low 4.8% in the Biden-Harris administration, and more than double the white unemployment rate of 3.7%. Number 2, young Black people are suffering. Black youth unemployment skyrocketed from 9.5% in January when Biden left office to 25% last month under Trump. And number 3, Black women are under attack. More than 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs since February 2025. Under Biden, Black unemployment hit record lows. Under Trump, it's spiraling out of control. Even after Trump fired the person who collects the data last month, the numbers don't lie. This is not an accident or a coincidence. It's a targeted attack on Black people.
Let me say this to foundational Black Americans. This is not nothing to cheer for. We're in trouble. You already have them got rid of DEI. There's no DEI in place, no affirmative action. He has the Biden administration allowed millions of immigrants to come into this country. They're here. They're not going nowhere. So if they allow 15 million to come in, and let's just say the Trump administration gets rid of 3 million, you still have millions of them here in America. When they come here and they start their companies and build their businesses, they don't hire Black people. When you see the unemployment rate, what Trump is doing with the H-1B visas and everything, that's to actually make the white male employment go up, because we've seen that over 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. This is a call to Black people. We got to stand together. We got to look at this. We suffer from lack of ownership. So whenever groups are coming here, like the Elon Musk and the Vivek Ramses, and they're hiring their people, right? You have the Russians, the Jews, the Asians, the Latinos. They're coming here and they're building their own businesses and their own infrastructures. What are even the Africans, Black Americans in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, what are we going to be doing? Right? So you see what Trump is doing. Trump got rid of DEI and said people going to get jobs on their own merit. And they're going to base it off of a production and skill set. Okay? It's not the fact that we lack skill sets. We lack ownership. Latinos don't hire Black people. Right? For the most part, white Russians and all these Eastern and Western Europeans, like when they come here, they're hiring their own people. They're not hiring you. So the H-1B visa this is a battle between white folks and for white men to have jobs and not relinquishing them over to foreigners. We still suffer in this. So we got to wake up, man. And it's sad that we come on here and we have these conversations all the time and it go on deaf ears, man. It go on deaf ears. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. For life of me, I don't know, man. But they're laying off all kinds of Black women all over this country, man. All over this country. And the unemployment rate for Black Americans, specifically foundational Black Americans, is going to keep going up. Because we don't have nothing to fall back on. But y'all got to let me know what y'all think about this if you made it this far in the video, man. Made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.